What's up, freight brokers? I hope you're doing well. I hope your families are doing well. We got a real one today. I don't know if you remember, but not long ago, we made a video, and that video was titled, "Should Truck Drivers Be Able to Smoke Marijuana?" And a lot of you had some very strong opinions on that. Most of the opinions were somewhere around, yes, drivers should be able to smoke marijuana, but they should not be able to smoke marijuana while driving a truck, while they're on duty. That makes sense. Well, let's fast forward from that time up until February of this year, 2022. I just read an article, and that article said that a truck driver from Koboat Trucking is operating a truck, and he does not have a CDL driver's license. No, he doesn't have a license. The reason why he does not have a CDL driver's license is, guess why? Well, because he's already failed a drug test. Okay? So let's put it in perspective. This driver is out on the road for Koboat Trucking. He's driving the truck with a load, and he does not have CDL driver's license, and his driver's license has been suspended because he's been already found to be under the influence of drugs before. So he doesn't have a CDL because of that. So why was he driving a truck? That's a good question. And who gave him the load? Did a broker that load to him? I didn't see that in the article. But let's just think about this for a minute. Let's talk about what happened. He's driving that truck, and there's a police officer. This police officer was parked on the side of the road. I think he's doing something outside of the car. And this driver plows into the police officer and kills him, takes his life. This was just February. Now, guess what happened? When they go in and they do a test on the driver is under the influence of marijuana. What do you think about that? Here it is, a truck driver driving a truck, does not have license, already been suspended because of drugs, and now he's killed, taking the life of another person, a police officer, because of his own negligence, because of him being irresponsible. How do you see that? I want to take a look at it for a minute just from the freight broker side of the house, right? Number one, a life has been taken. This man has lost his life because of someone else's negligence, right? But the other part I want to take a look at is who gave the load to that driver. If that was a freight broker who brokered that load to the driver, he has a real problem. And the reason for that is because that driver didn't have driver's license. So there's no way that a broker should have brokered that load to the driver. If you do your safety check, you realize that that driver is not licensed. You don't broker a load to an unlicensed driver because it could get you in a whole lot of trouble. As a matter of fact, I believe that the freight broker that was involved in this, if there was a freight broker involved, if he didn't go direct to the shipper, however he got it, if he went to a freight broker, that freight broker is in deep, deep kimchi. No two ways about that. The reason why that is because they're going to say that that freight broker has responsibility because he should have checked that driver out. That's what we refer to as negligent hiring. And that can get a freight broker in trouble real quick. So you want to make sure that you're always doing your checks on drivers, always checking to see if they are licensed, if they are properly, licensed to be able to drive that truck. If they're not, you definitely should not broker a load to an unlicensed carrier. It's going to cause you a whole lot of problems if you do that. As a matter of fact, I believe that whoever brokered that load to that carrier, especially if it's a small or medium-sized broker, they probably won't be able to climb out of the lawsuits that they are going to have on top of them. I would very much think that that business is over, finished. So the lesson in this is to always make sure you're doing safety checks on your drivers. Never get in a hurry and just, say, oh, I got a load, I'm gonna get it to this carrier, he's good, I'm not worried about him. Don't do that, because it could come back to bite you. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. Always make sure you're checking drivers out. Always make sure you're doing safety checks. That's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to hire drivers who satisfy the safety requirements, who are licensed, who meet all the requirements. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. If you're interested in learning about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series. It's titled How the Load Movement Process Works. It gives you a chance to come into the office with me. I'll be talking to carriers, talking to shippers. That way you can see how this process works. You can learn from it before you come into it. And that way you can make an informed decision instead of an uninformed decision. And also, if you want to learn more about how we go about getting the customers, the shippers that we work with, I'll leave a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.